Hi everyone, I am Meenakshi from Rohini College of Engineering and Technology. Today we are going to see the topic SQL injection under the course Cryptography and Cyber Security. So what is SQL injection? What is SQL? Structured Query Language. Okay. What is SQL injection means? It is one of the types of cyber attack where the hacker uses SQL code to manipulate a database or to modify the database such that they can gain the access to a valuable information. So SQL injection is a type of cyber attack where the hacker uses SQL commands or SQL queries to interfere with the database such that they are getting the access to a valuable information. So some of the examples include notable attack against the Sony Pictures and the Microsoft among others. So SQL injection is a type of cyber attack. So it is mainly performed against the web application. So they are using SQL databases, that is the web applications which are using SQL databases are attacked by SQL injection attack. So SQL injection attack is a type of cyber attack. It attacks only the web applications that use the SQL databases. So the SQL database may be any database like IBM DB2, Oracle, MySQL or Maria database. So as the name implies, the SQL injection, it tells that we are injecting the malicious SQL statement. Okay, it interferes with the actual queries sent by the web application to the database. So it confuses and it makes illegal effect. So how to perform the SQL injection attack? So we have several steps for doing SQL injection attack. First, the attacker looks for the web pages that allow submitting the data, login page, search page, feedback, etc. Because they are the pages they are communicating with SQL databases. So the web pages that are using SQL databases are selected by the attacker. So the second step, they check the source code of any website. So you can check the source code of any website. So how can you do this? Means you have to right click on a particular web page and you have to click a view source. So now the source code is displayed in the notepad. Okay. Then the attacker checks the code of the HTML and they mainly look for form tag. Okay. So because form tag have potential parameters that might be useful to find the vulnerabilities. Okay. So in the third step, the attacker inputs a single quote under the text box provided on the web page to accept the username and the password. That is, to get the username and the password, we have text boxes in the web page. So under that, the attacker inputs a single quote. Why he is giving a single quote means he checks whether the user input variable is sanitized or interpreted literally by the server. The attacker uses SQL commands such as select command or the retrieve command from the database. The attacker can use the SQL command like select command to retrieve the data or insert command to add the data into the database. So once again, what are the four main steps for doing SQL injection attack means? First, the attacker must search for the web pages which allows the SQL databases or SQL queries like submitting data, login page, search page, feedback, etc. Then the attacker checks the source code of the website and they particularly sees the form tag, because within the form tag only we have a potential parameters. They are useful for finding out the vulnerability. So he is checking with the form tag. Then in the third step, in the web page, to get the username and the password, we have the text box. In that, the attacker puts a single quote because he is checking whether the user input variable is sanitized or interpreted literally by the server. Then finally, the attacker uses some SQL commands like the select command or insert command. If he uses the select command, then you can retrieve the data from a database. So he can use the insert command to add the information to the database. So what is blind SQL injection means? So it is also same as SQL injection, but what's the difference means the results of the injection are not visible to the attacker. So it is very important. Okay. So in general, in using the SQL injection, the attackers can get the basic information, or otherwise he can gain access to the database by obtaining the username and the password, or they can add the new data to the database, or they can modify the current data in the database. Okay. So what are the tools used for SQL Server penetration? App Detective Pro, Database Protect, Database Scanner, SQL Poke. They are some tools which are used for SQL Server penetration. So how can we prevent SQL injection attack means? Why the SQL injection attack comes means it is because of poor website administration and poor coding. So if you want to prevent SQL injection attack, then you have to go with the input validation, then modify the error reports, other prevention. That is, you can go with other prevention methods. Okay. So with this, I am concluding SQL injection. Thank you.